Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I, and now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the REVELSations podcast. It's your boy Rev. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Share it with somebody you like, somebody you love. And that's what we're going to talk about today in short talk is love. What is love? I've actually talked about this in a couple other podcasts I've been on. What is love? Godly love, romantic love, friendship love, all of that. But I just want to talk about love in general and more leaning toward relational love, but just how we love each other, how we love the world, and really shine some light on the lack of love and how we have a new definition of love than people of yesteryear, right? So let's start off with definition of love. A strong affection for another rising out of kinship or personal ties. A strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. There's some other ones like attraction based on sexual desire, affection based on admiration, so on and so forth, a warm attachment. But I think we generally all feel love, but it's really hard in our limited amount of vocabulary to really define love. I'm speaking in English right now, but in Spanish, they have a couple of different ways of expressing love. So if you love someone with that deep passion, typically romantically, or maybe even from a member of your family to your mother, it is te amo. And that's I love you, but there's this deeper love. And then if you're saying you love somebody like one of your homies or your friend, or you love something, is te quiero, right? So the first one literally means you I love. The second one literally means in translation, you I want, but their wanting in the second phase is more like I love you, like I love pizza or I love basketball or something like that. Well, no matter how we say it, we all experience love in some way, shape, or form. And it seems like to me, love has almost changed from more of strong affection for another to looking out for ourselves. And I'm wondering why. Should you have self-love? Absolutely. Rev is the biggest proponent for self-love. If I can't love me, I can't love you. But it seems like in today's world, we are loving ourselves way more, so much more that we are having a hard time loving another person or loving a thing or a job or something like that. We seem to love our wants more than anything. I want my life. Those wants are strong. And I'm not saying a person who has wants is bad. I'm just wondering, do we love our wants more than we love people? So let's begin. It seems to me, and I heard this before, and I'm stealing it, but it's all right. It seems to me that old age love, the people were finding any reason to stay. And new age love is people are looking for any reason to leave. That's leave a relationship, leave a friendship, leave a job. We're so quick to cut people off. We're so quick to cancel people. We're so quick to stop things, and we don't push through it. And if we don't, I don't believe that is love, because love is not only defined, as we said it a moment ago, love is in action, because everybody will say, it's better to show me than to tell me. So then how do we show love? How do we show love from one person to another? So it is said, things about love, that love and showing love, you can show patience and kindness. You can show, not showing envy, not boasting, not being proud, not dishonoring the person that you love, not seeking only for yourself in love, not being easily angered, not keeping a record of wrongs, that part. because we seem today to keep a long list of record of wrongs of what people or entities have done to us. But we really don't keep that record of wrong of what we done to the people or the entity. And we're so quick to leave. And we're not loyal. We're not doing as the old age love was when we look for every reason to stay, but we're in this new age where we're looking for any reason to leave. So we'll talk about marriage, for example. Most couples who are married 30, 40, 50 years, and I know in today's world, a lot of people don't even want to get married, okay? But for those couples, all those couples went through a muddy season of their marriage. It is impossible to have a lifelong committed relationship where you and that person aren't butting heads, you're not seeing eye to eye, and you might fall out of love as the feeling for one another. But the feeling of love isn't the only part of love. There's a duty and there's a task and there's an obligation of love. And I believe, now this is me, I have nothing to back this up. I'm strictly giving my opinion. I believe that God designed marriage the way that he did because he wanted us to be so intertwined with one another to where it was hard for us to break apart. He said, to become one flesh. Well, if I don't like a part of me, it's hard for me to rip that part or become detached from that part of me. I believe that's how marriage is supposed to be. So way back in the day when people were getting married, they owned land or houses together. They had bills together. And now people can have a house without their husband or have a house without their wife. So if they do get married, they can easily leave and nothing. It doesn't hurt either party to go, especially in the world of prenuptial agreements. Hey, I signed a pre-up. What I have coming into this relationship is the same thing I'm going to have leaving this relationship. And it makes it easier for people to leave. I believe the point of it all, that part of looking for every reason to stay, is making it to where it's hard to leave so that we can go through the muddy period, stay for an external reason, and then reap things greater later. The example again, marriage. Two people are married. Start off 5 years, it's all good. They have a house together, have a kid or two together. Everything's good. The marriage hits a rocky moment. They could easily leave. Well, they could leave, but if it's done right and everything is done together, it's going to be hard to leave because when we leave, we have to sell the house, or who gets the house? What are we doing with the kids? What are we doing with the mutual funds and the retirement systems and all of that stuff? What are we doing with that? And a lot of times those external factors can say, man, it's too hard to leave. So I'm going to stay. The other person saying it's too hard to leave. I'm going to stay. So we're going to stay in this and work it out. And hopefully the love comes back and we begin to get over it and we get through the muddy season to have a greater relationship later. I've seen it with my own two eyes, how that worked. People start off marriage, it's all good. They hit a rough period. They make it through the rough period, and then they have 20 plus years of bliss afterwards. And they'll tell you, yeah, we could have gave up in that muddy period, but we found reasons to stay. Those reasons may not have been anything to do with love. Those reasons may not have had anything to do with how I feel, because actually I felt like leaving, but I made sure I set up systems, monetary systems, children or whatever. I set up systems to where it was going to hurt me to leave. So I stayed. And in my staying, it made me figure out how to get along with this person to last years and years later. Now, I understand I sound old and traditional, but it's a good thing. Everything that is considered traditional isn't bad. Everything that's considered new age isn't bad either. But it seems like we're losing love and the duty part and the commitment part of love. Seems like we don't have that as much as we used to. And I'm looking for love from people, friends, family members, romantic partners, jobs, that when it comes to me, they're looking for every reason to stay instead of looking for any reason to go. And aren't you? Isn't that what you want? Don't you want somebody to be around you who is looking for every reason to stay with you instead of any reason to leave you? And the answer is probably yes. But then how many times have you looked for any reason to leave someone? How many times have we left a situation where we said we love the person or we love the situation? I would challenge and say, did we really love them? Were we patient? Were we kind? Were we long-suffering? Were we envious? Were we proud? Were we self-seeking? Were we easily angered? Did we keep record of wrong? I'm asking. We probably did. And if we did those things, that made it to where, you know what? I no longer love this person or love this situation. I'm out. But we don't want people to do the exact same thing to us. So ask yourself, why is it okay for me to do it to them, but it's not okay for them to do it to me? Because no one wants to be left from a person they love or a situation they love. But it seems like that's what we do to others. That's all I have for you today on the REVELSations podcast. Again, please subscribe, rate, and review. Share this with somebody you think might enjoy it. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.